and how, like, yeah, like, heroism and, like, having a hero complex is often, like, sort of entangled with, like, toxic masculinity and toxic ideas of, like, gender roles. And it's funny because you see that particularly with Ryan in True Colors. Crosses is supposed to be playing here. We once again have the sound of silence. It's such a good song, though. Seriously, you should check it out. It's definitely on my Life is Strange playlist. I have it, I think, in chronological order, so it's like all of the songs in like Life is Strange, the game, like, and how they appear like in the game, and then Before the Storm. Well, chronological order of release. Then all the Before the Storm stuff. Then Farewell. Then Captain Spirit. Then Life is Strange 2. Then True Colors, and then Wavelengths.
Yep. I'm ready to cast
The Wavelengths soundtrack is literally just, here are a bunch of songs written by a bunch of sapphics, and songs that sapphics listen to.
I wouldn't dream of it.
I'm gonna be a millionaire. Hope nobody steals my lottery.
Talk about going back in time. The diner looks exactly the same. I bet he's seen a lot of changes to Arcadia Bay in his life.
No time for chit-chat. I'm a millionaire. Yep. Got my lottery ticket right here. Waiting for the bus so I can cash it in.
She doesn't look great, to tell you the truth.
She looks busy and stressed.
Like, I think that's probably purposeful, but like, the shadows are just, I don't know, it's not working for me. Yeah. Your comments are dead on. This guy is so pretentious. You make a lot of good points. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Look at all these flyers. It's so sad that nobody will read them.
I mean, that's kind of a making assumptions.
Good morning. Looks like you're ready to catch some serious fish.
I wish, young gal. Arcadia Bay just isn't the same fishing town I grew up in.
I don't know why. The way he says that makes me laugh.
Has the town changed much?
By Neptune's beard, it has. Seems like a lifetime ago when I was king of the harbor.
You have your own boat?
I call her the Bali High. I've kept a hold of her in these lean days. Might be all the time we've got left.
I thought one of Arcadia Bay's main exports was fish.
Oh, the fish used to jump onto my boat until the Prescotts and their finance fiends snapped up harbor rights.
The Prescotts have a lot of power.
They might rename the town Prescott Bay, if that tells you much.
Capitalism, capitalism.
They own my school.
Themes
Crooks
of
gain respect
capitalism
when
and
they put
power.
their names on schools and libraries. Let's not get downcast.
Yeah, literally.
I hear the fish calling for Bali High. Never forget that old fishermen never die. We just smell that way.
I'd love to learn more, but I have to get going. Happy fishing out there.
Okay, running late, grab a booth at the diner. Mom will feed you. Somebody better. I'll be lucky if you make it by noon. I feel very attacked by that. That was a very personal attack on me and my character. Sure, let's talk to this asshole even though he sucks.
Sir?
Just for the sake of
Can you believe this town? The world is on fire, and our big headline is snow. I can hardly wait for next week's big story. Clouds!
Way to fucking, like, massively miss the point.
The snow was pretty odd. It was right in the middle of a warm, sunny day.
Ugh, global warming bullshit. It's the Northwest. Snow happens.
Yeah, but not
Arcadia Bay is
in the middle of a warm,
The paper can only
sunny
talk about
day.
that or about missing girls.
I don't think it's ever snowed in October, ever, where I live. And, like, I live in, like, a relatively cold place, not the coldest. but like it's not super warm. I'm trying to think now. Yeah, I don't think it's ever snowed in October where I live. Has it even ever snowed in October in like Toronto? I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. But like seriously, like in the middle of a warm sunny day, it's just like weird. Like I don't know like what the temperature was. Not that I'd be able to figure out even if they told me, because stupid Americans use Fahrenheit, unlike the rest of the world, because you're stubborn and you refuse to admit when you're wrong. But whatever.
You mean Rachel Amber?
Well, I guess. I bet she ran away because she was bored. Who wouldn't be here?
All right. Well, you are an idiot. We will keep moving. Here we have.
Oh, look at you. A fine
The lighting is
example
not
of
great.
youth. I bet you're a senior student.
Yes, I go to Blackwell Academy.
Like,
I
holy
could
shit,
tell
that
you're a
lighting. Like, it
wise
looks
young
like
woman.
evening
I
now.
know all about Blackwell and this town.
Like, oh god, that's just really not great. I also resent the fact that we can't ask this houseless woman's name.
How long have you lived in Arcadia Bay?
1,000 years. I've gone through the same changes as the town.
What changes?
What changes to the town?
Ones it takes a lifetime to see. There's a lot of beauty here, but a lot of darkness, too. Greedy bastards that ruin this town put people out of work, out of home. Like me.
I'm sorry. Have you ever lived outside of here?
Where the hell would I go? I hate the sun and love the mist. I might be homeless, but Arcadia Bay is still my home.
Yeah, makes sense. There's a lot of reasons why people wouldn't want to just, like, pack up and leave.
You must know Joyce Price from the Two Whales Diner.
She's fed me more than my own family. How's a daughter your age who's always in trouble? Married to a real prick.
Yeah. I'm glad we can understand that.
Have you met Joyce's
and we
daughter?
agree on that.
Cute girl. Pissed off. I used to see her and her pretty friend, Rachel, around a lot.
Do you know anything about Rachel Amber? That missing girl?
I know she's missing. And I know she hung out here a bit. Sometimes I'd see her walking, all by herself, deep in thought. Too damn young and pretty to look so worried.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Did you talk to her?
Once or twice she'd talk to me about trouble in school, wanting to be some model in California. She was always distant, but nice. I pray the poor thing is all right, but you can't save everybody.
I bet you have dirt on the Prescott family.
That whole family is dirty. They once done good things for Arcadia Bay. Those days are dead, like anything in their way.
I know somebody who's being
interesting.
threatened by a Prescott.
Then you be their guardian angel, because nothing gets in the way of that family, especially not the law.
I'd be
Hell,
very.
They own your school, Blackwell. Almost.
I have to go now.
I'd be very curious to know,
Goodbye.
like, what good things they once did for Arcadia Bay, because it kind of seems like from the very beginning they were just, like, being rich assholes and, like, buying up property and, you know, being colonizers and shit. But no. I do slightly resent the fact that she's kind of just here to, like, act as, like, you know, like, what's the word? Just someone to, like, give you information about, like, the town and stuff that's going on in the town and, like, give you more information about Rachel. But, like, there isn't really a lot of houseless representation in video games, let alone good houseless representation in video games. Although, what's interesting is, like, hang on, did I not open the door correctly? For some reason, I didn't really think about this until Sarah mentioned it in their like
That smell
stream
of
of the
breakfast and
remaster.
the sound of clanging silverware.
Sarah from Game
Makes me feel
Assist.
13 again.
And like Life is Strange 2 is interesting because you play as a houseless character. Like Sean and Daniel are houseless basically the entire game. And like it's interesting because like that definitely like plays a role in like how things affect them. And it 100% plays a role in like how like racism also affects them because like arguably and like Sarah talks about this bit, they were like sheltered a bit in a certain to a certain extent when they had like a home and were going to school and had a father versus like just being out on their own out in the streets. Like they're a lot more vulnerable.
This guy has serious cojones.
And it's like an aspect of Life is Strange too that like most people don't really talk about that much.
I might make Chloe check this out with me.
Oh my god. I have to show you guys this. This is the best side character in this entire game, the weird lady.
Hello there to you! Such a beautiful day, eh? Oh yeah, it's gonna be a super day. Enjoy your breakfast, eh?
She's literally just like described as weird lady, and she has this very like stereotypical like very like Eastern Canadian accent. Like I'm thinking maybe like New Brunswick or like, you know, like far, far right in that area. Definitely not how people talk here.
Did you catch any big ones today?
If by big you mean none, then sure. I caught a lot of big ones today. Now let me mourn over my eggs.
Pretty much every guy in this diner sucks.
What do you want? I feel like shit. Too much beer, so spare me, please. Just let me suffer quietly.
I don't feel like talking right now. I gotta deliver a load of breakfast to my stomach. Over and out.
Like, except for maybe Justin and Trevor.
Hello?
Pardon-moi, but you're in my eyesight.
Everything is
Isn't
an eyesight.
everything in here within eyesight?
I don't care for your tone. You sound like Joyce.
How does Joyce sound?
Bossy and smartass. Like you.
You're rude.
Why are you being so rude?
Because I've been on the road for 12 hours straight, hopped up on coffee and diet pills, carrying 2 tons of nitrate, and all I want to do is eat a quiet breakfast and stare out the window. Do you mind?
Well, how is that my problem? Like, I do think it's interesting, though, how a lot of, like, these guys are, like, working class people who are, like, being assholes, presumably because they're exhausted and overworked and, like, something capitalism something. Obviously, we do
Hello,
not
sir.
count the cop
Hi,
because
young
cops
lady.
are not workers.
You look a little lost.
Just hungry.
Just hungry and thinking about what to eat.
Now that is a real problem at the Two Wells. I can never decide. Joyce's pumpkin pie or grilled mac and cheese?
Ooh, grilled mac and cheese sounds good. I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. It's starting to hit me now. Like,
So, you know Chloe?
Sadly, we all know Chloe down at the station. Poor Joyce. Just heard that Chloe even had a pot dealer in her room.
it's no big thing.
Is that really a big thing? At least she was chilling in her room.
How do you know she was chilling in her room?
You just said so.
She might have been getting high or getting her spray cans ready or whatever. I'd like to think the best of her, but she's now in the Arcadia Bay Police database. Is she a friend of yours?
I know her.
Then you know she's a handful.
No.
No, I think she's just had some bad luck.
You have to create your own good luck. I think Chloe would rather destroy. But I'm just a cop, not a psychologist, so...
You.
How well do you know Joyce?
I know her delicious grub. Everybody at the station comes here. We take care of this place like it's our own kitchen. And Joyce like she's our mother.
That was weird. That was weird. It seemed almost like he was about to say wife and then realized how weird that would be and kind of like backtracked. But God, it sends me the way he's like She just needs to make her own luck. Yeah, Chloe and all those terrible things that have happened to her, not to mention, like, being in a working class family, being disabled, like, struggling with, like, being neurodivergent. No, like, all of this is clearly her fault. She just needs to create her own circumstances, like, make things better for herself. Like, Jesus Christ, it's like, it's blood boiling, but it's not surprising. And, like, the way that, like, he talks about her is, like, very indicative of, like, how most cops in particular feel, particularly about, like, people with mental illnesses or disabled people in general. Like, not to mention how we're often, like, profiled by the police, particularly, like, neurodivergent people of color, but, like, that's a whole other thing. And just, like, it just makes me so angry.
I guess you're friends with David Madsen.
I wouldn't use that word. We know each other. Why do you ask?
He kinda has a reputation at Blackwell.
I have respect for David. He served his country. He found his calling at Blackwell. At the station, we're happy David is exactly where he is. Not everybody can be a cop.
I have to go now. Enjoy your breakfast.
It's funny
By the
he
way,
says that
one
because
thing I
I
can
feel
tell
like
you for
David
certain is to
makes
stay
a
away
pretty
from that
good
RV
cop
outside.
from the way he
I
behaves.
usually stay away from sketchy parked vehicles.
Wise policy. The guy who lives in it, Frank, is pretty sketchy himself. That's all I can say for now. I should finish up my coffee and get to work.
Anyways,
Hey, Trevor.
Holla, Max. By the way, I know you saw me in the dorm.
Yeah, I saw you coming out of Dana's room.
Yeah, and I finally had to tell Justin because, well, he was into her too.
How did Justin react?
I got him blazed. He was cool. Nobody has secrets in Blackwell anyway. See you in class, Max.
I love how they talk about each other like they're not sitting right in front of each other.
What's up, Justin?
Getting my coffee on before I cut class and destroy some rails. Shouldn't you be taking photos?
I am always taking photos. I am a camera.
She's
crack me
so
up,
pretentious and annoying, and I love her so much. And if anyone insults her, I will kill them.
You should be studying, bad boy.
So where's all your homework, schoolgirl?
School. Speaking of buds, I saw your bro Trevor sneaking out of Dana's room.
Trevor finally
it's
told
like
me about him
They're
and Dana
having this
hooking up.
conversation like he's
He
not
got
sitting
there
right
first, so
there.
I snooze and I lose. See you later, Max.
Anyways. This is about to get even more frustrating.
And there she is. A lovely young woman. How are you doing, Max?
Hi, Joyce. It's nice to see you again. You look the same.
Like I'm still a waitress at Two Whales after all these years.
No, like you still look pretty.
Nice save, kid. You're still smart. But not that smart. Now you get busted for smoking pot. I heard the whole sordid story from David. I'm sorry this was how you had to meet him. He's a good man, no matter what Chloe says.
Respectfully disagree.
I'm sure. I don't even smoke, like, ever. It was almost an accident. It was very stupid. I'm sorry.
Oh, it surprised me fierce. I was hoping you could be a good influence in her life now.
It also, like...
I will be. Promise.
Okay,
I know things were hard for you.
It also bothers me how, like, throughout this game, Joyce kind of acts like it's Max's responsibility to keep Chloe in check. Like, it's her responsibility to, like, be a good influence and, like, keep Chloe on the straight and narrow. It's like, respectfully, it is not my responsibility to parent your child. Like, I am not her mother. You were her mother. Why are you getting mad at Max for this shit when, like, she and Chloe are, like, I think they're, like, a year apart. Like, and she's younger than Chloe, so it's like... it's one of the many things about Joyce that frustrates me. But, yeah. Nope, unless you're in the mountains. I'm assuming that's about Toronto, yeah. When I lived in Montreal, it never snowed before mid-November. Yeah, see? Like, that's not a thing that happens. Amnesia, the Dark Descent levels of darkness in this scene, so true. golden commentary. Thank you.
And Chloe, I feel bad I didn't call. Now my folks are in Seattle and I'm all alone at Blackwell. It's my karma.
You did the right thing. You moved forward with your life. I did after William passed on. Chloe chose to stay angry.
Chloe
Anyway,
chose to
I hope we
stay
see more of
angry.
you.
She
Chloe
chose
needs
to
an old
stay
friend
angry.
again.
Joyce,
She just
I am
doesn't want to
so
move
sorry about William. I have great memories of him.
I'm glad, Max. That was his gift to us. Wonderful memories. Even if Chloe doesn't understand yet.
See, like, oh, this makes me so angry. The way she does this in Before the Storm too. The way she frames Chloe as just like deliberately being stubborn and like refusing to move on and refusing to like stop being angry because like she's just like choosing to like continue to grieve and choosing not to let herself heal and move on. It's like, it's so frustrating to me. It's like, I don't know, like I have sympathy for Joyce because like, you know, I imagine being a parent is hard, and like not that I would know, but like I've been told that like it's difficult. No one gives you like a parenting handbook. I mean, there are parenting handbooks, like in books about parenting and whatnot, but like no one really tells you exactly what you should do, and like every situation is different, and like she's trying, but like she's just not handling the situation well. And it's like I talk about this in my video essay too. Like the whole, we'll get into this more with Before the Storm when I play it in March for Chloe's birthday, but like the whole situation with Chloe is like the way she just like completely like disregards like why her daughter's feeling this way, and also like why she's angry, and like why she's being so like abrasive, and like also why she has so much conflict with David and treats it as like her fault or her just deliberately being stubborn or like deliberately being like a belligerent or abrasive or whatever, and doesn't like be like, hey, you're clearly not okay. My daughter, my child is clearly like suffering. Like maybe we should look into this and do something about it. Like in Chloe's journal and Before the Storm, she talks about trying therapy and how it like didn't really work for her. But like you could suggest maybe she sees a different therapist. Like maybe she tries different meds. Like getting things right is like difficult. Like I know that better than anyone. Like I've tried so many SSRIs and I've tried like so many different things, and like it's difficult. But like she's not helping with what she's doing right now, just acting like Chloe's doing all this on purpose and just like saying, basically acting like she's just choosing not to move on. It's like, it's just so frustrating to me. Anyway.
Chloe understands. She just needs time. I know that sucks for you.
Oh, she hit all the phases. Expulsion, running away, drugs, bad boys, tattoos, piercings, blue hair. Now she's got to rebel against her stepfather.
I see why. I mean...
Do you? He's not as much of a hard ass as you think. But you did tell him you had a joint, right? You took that responsibility?
It scared me.
It scared me when he said he might have my scholarship taken away for that stupid joint.
Nobody's in trouble over a doobie, Max. And I admire that you took the heat for Chloe. Like a great friend. But Chloe does push David, and it's not fair. He paid his dues in a war. He does care about her, along with all the students at Blackwell.
That's such a weird statement. Like, first of all, the fact that she pushes him is like, once again, shifting the blame onto Chloe and acting like the way David treats Chloe is Chloe's fault. Second of all, the way she's like, he paid his dues in a war. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, so therefore he gets to act however he wants and treat everyone however he wants because he's a veteran? Like, that's stupid. And not to mention, like, oh god, just... Anyways.
He cares about Kate Marsh?
David mentioned her, but I stay out of his business. I won't patrol Blackwell, and he won't cook at the diner, you know?
I saw him arguing with Kate. I thought you might know why.
Nice try, Nancy Drew. But next to you, there's only one student I'm worried about, and she's not even in school anymore. So, now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What do you want to eat?
Not to be controversial, but I don't like waffles. I just don't like waffles, and I don't like pancakes either. I know everyone's like shocked and dismayed, but
I was
bacon omelet.
dreaming about your bacon omelet.
Now finish your coffee.
I just need to take some deep calming breaths sometimes when I play this game, because like, oh
One
boy,
bacon omelet for the
just
young
makes me
lady staff.
angry.
Bacon at 12 o'clock.
The only thing that's changed on the menu are the prices.
The prices for this menu are so fucking good. Like, look at this. Like, look at this shit. Like, home style eggs and bacon, $5.50. Apple sausage omelet, $6.25. Starfish pancakes, $4.25. Like, what diner has prices like
I
that? Like,
love the delish anticipation of breakfast.
certainly not
And
anyone
for
I've ever
free.
been to.
Warren must have been here.
Like, is this an American thing? Because, like, just money does not work like that here.
Can I get some
This
beer
is like
or
fourth
bacon
dimensional
before I die?
deja vu.
This is a
I
diner,
keep going
not
back
a
in
bar.
time.
No beer?
Looks like you had plenty. Stick with the bacon.
The lighthouse looks so mysterious. I wish I could stay in this moment forever. I guess I actually can now. But then it wouldn't be a moment.
What kind of
Not to be
dive is
pretentious, but I
this?
actually really love that quote. I used it for the description of my Max Caulfield's playlist on Spotify. Not only do I have a Life is Strange playlist, but I
I
also
can
have
hear
a
your
Pricefield
stomach rumbling
playlist
from
and
here,
a Max
Max.
playlist and a
Here,
Chloe
you'll love
playlist.
this.
I'm drooling like a baby.
I also made a
Still
Sean
can't believe
playlist, but
you're
I'm
a
still
woman.
working on it. It's a little
When I
short.
look at pictures of Chloe, speak of the devil.
Mom and Max, together again.
And Chloe looking for a free meal. You put your whole damn college fund on your tab.
I'm treating Chloe for breakfast.
Are you atoning for yesterday?
Oh God, Mom, please do not give Max any shit for that. She apologized.
I know she did. Max is a good girl. Woman. She's 18 now.
Too old to get lectures from you or Sergeant Pepper.
Call him David if you don't want to be lectured. You only get one damn slice of bacon a day.
Ugh.
You guys are still the same.
Another reason to blow this town. What is this shit on the jukebox?
Well, thankfully we can't hear it because there's no music.
Now that that's out of the way. Let's talk about your superpower.
I don't have any explanation, and I can't explain why I saw that crazy fucking tornado.
Come on, that's just a daydream. I want proof you can rewind time.
The way she's so
This is
like
all
giddy, like
happening
a
so
kid, makes me
fast.
so
We'll start
happy.
slow. Right here, now.
Because like
I
fundamentally,
can tell
like
you every single thing you have in your pockets.
You have X-ray vision?
because fundamentally, like, as we learned in Before the Storm, Chloe loves science. And I feel like a lot of that, like, drops of that are, like, sort of sprinkled in this game, but it's more, like, obvious in Before the Storm. And, like at her heart, Chloe is still just, like, that kid who loves science. And, like, this is, like, so cool. This is, like, science fiction come to life. And the way she gets so, like, giddy and excited at the concept of Max's power. And she starts doing all this research into it and stuff. Like, you can find books about this stuff, like time travel and whatnot, on her desk later in, I think, episode 3. And she just gets so into it. And it just makes me so sad when I think about how Blackwell, like, crushed her spirit and her intelligence and her creativity and her drive. Because, like, they didn't understand her, what she was going through. And, like, I really relate to that. And it breaks my heart.
Dude, I don't even know what's in my pockets. Let me see. Okay, Max. Impress me.
Your
Keys.
car keys.
Duh, way too easy. I need details. Describe my keychain.
She
A skull keychain for
does not
a
know yet.
punk like you.
That was so wrong, Max. Okay, psychic girl. Let me show you what's actually in my pockets. That was beyond epic fail. You even made me want to believe you.
All right.
you need to look at the items and rewind so Chloe believes you.
I don't even need to look at the items. I already know what everything is because I've played this stupid game so many damn times.
So
Okay.
this is me telling you what's inside your pockets.
Okay, Max, I'm hella ready.
Oh, you can't because, like, you need to look because, oh shit, I didn't think that one through. Okay.
I don't know.
Do you have some kind of power or not? Okay, psychic girl, let me show you what's actually in my pockets.
Whoops. Okay.
That was beyond epic fail. You even made me want to believe you.
Fine, I guess we have to look at the stuff, otherwise the game won't let us progress, even though I already know what all of this is. Alright, so...
Okay, Max. Study every item
Panda
carefully and
keychain,
don't forget
7
anything.
cigarettes, 86 cents. Parking ticket was busted at 10:34 a.m. I already knew all of that. Okay, here we go. Come on, there we go.
So this is me telling you what's inside your pockets.
Okay, Max, I'm hella ready.
I love how you get, like,
Your
lens
car
flare
keys. Duh, way too
around,
easy.
like, the
I need
screen when you
details.
rewind.
Describe
It's
my
kind of
keychain.
like... It's kind of like a camera.
A cute robot panda keychain.
Not bad, Super Max. You do have that Irish luck, Caulfield. What else?
I'm pretty sure you have cigarettes on you.
Yes, you know I'm a smoker. But how many cigarettes?
7 cigarettes.
A superpower that allows you to count cigarettes. Cool. Amazing. Something else in my pockets?
Some money.
Clearly I'm rich as fuck. How much do I have?
86 cents.
86 cents.
That's right, living large in Arcadia Bay. So that was cool. Show me more.
A parking ticket.
You know me well. But what is the exact time I was busted?
10:34 a.m.
10:34 a.m.
Booyah! Max can tell time.
God, I've played this stupid game so many times.
Amazeballs. I literally just got chills all over my neck.
Amazeballs. Oh my god, look at that fucking shot! Did you see that? Oh my god. The way she was, like, staring
Take
at
that
her, like,
crap
oh
off
my
the table,
god.
Chloe.
God,
Sure,
that was
Mom.
just... that got to me.
How's
Sorry,
the food,
a lot of this
Max?
playthrough is just gonna be
Better
me
than I
screaming. I feel like I should
Very
apologize
good
for that, but I
save.
won't.
Man, I'm hungry like the wolf.
Clearly.
I am freaking out about what just happened. You have to show me more. Something way cooler so I will believe you without any doubt.
I will predict the future.
No way.
Now, pay attention to everything that happens.
Alright,
in the
I don't
next
even
few
need to
moments,
look because
so
I've
you can
already done
dazzle
this,
Chloe with
but
your mad power.
I still need to wait for the scene to play out.
Oops.
Did you break another cup? Really? No refill for you.
Shh. And now I gotta take this call and leave my breakfast. Hey, where is my partner?
You're a dick.
Don't slap me, bitch. Take your fight club outside.
He started it.
I'm finishing it.
That's the best song I've
This
heard
is sure the hell better than that other garbage.
I think our jukebox is headed for Davy Jones's lock.
So, what are you waiting?
For some reason, that line always gets stuck in my head. Okay.
I'm going to predict 4 events that will happen in the next 30 seconds or so.
Okay. Trucker drops
The
his
trucker
mug.
drops his mug, and Joyce rips him a new one.
So, what happens next?
The cop gets an emergency alert on his radio, and his partner in the car leaves without him.
Well, let's just see how this goes down.
Justin and Trevor are fighting, and Joyce breaks it up.
This is getting good. Can't wait to see what happens.
The jukebox goes crazy as a cockroach crawls on it.
Pretty bizarro, Max. But let's see if everything happens like you said.
Did you break another cup?
Oh, way to go, Mom.
No refill for you.
Shh. Now I gotta take this call and eat my breakfast. Hey, where is my partner?
You called it. But he's off to go bust some skaters.
You're a dick.
Don't slap me, bitch. Take your fight club outside.
He started it.
I'm finishing it.
Trevor and Justin must be in love.
What is it with Chloe always
You predicted a
interpreting
cockroach on the
hostility as
jukebox?
sexual tension? Like, that's something she does
I
in
pledge
Before
allegiance
Storm
to Max
too.
and the power for which she stands.
It's questionable.
This isn't a toy, Chloe. I do have to be careful how I use it.
Screw that! Of course it's a toy. The best toy ever. You can bang anyone with no strings attached, rewind time, and boom! It's like it never happened.
Chloe, that is extremely unethical. Don't do that.
Maybe you made a move on me and I would never know.
Yes, that's what I did.
You can rewind time, Max. That's fucking insane. We have to play.
I don't have time.
You did not just say that. Check out your nose. Too much blow? Hey, are you okay?
Too much excitement. See what happens when we hook up again?
Then
There's also,
let's
like,
go to one of my
the
secret
case
lairs
of,
and fully
like,
test your power.
this game
You
using
need
the
a
phrase
sidekick to
hook
guide
up
you.
to mean, like,
Okay,
meet
girl.
up, I think,
Show
instead
me
of
the way to
the
Chloe's
way it's
game.
traditionally used in society. I don't know if it's, like, an old thing that used to be what that meant, but, like, it means something very different now, I assure you, so it's a little funny when that happens. Okay. Ooh. I missed a lot. Okay. I know there's a huge difference between moving on versus not being able to move on. What has really changed in the underlying condition that is making Chloe angry? What do you mean by that, Steve? Is that a hypothetical question, or are you asking me genuinely? Because, like, what's making Chloe angry, I think, is obviously, like, a number of things. Like, her father's gone, and she feels like she just has to move on and pretend it never happened, because that's basically how Joyce is acting. David is being a dick. Her mom is taking David's side, and she feels, like, abandoned by her. Max left and didn't, like, stay in contact with her and pretty much ghosted her, so she felt, I mean, she basically was abandoned by her. And now Rachel's disappeared, so she feels abandoned by her, and, like, the school basically threw her out, like, basically hung her out to dry because she was suffering, and instead of helping her, they just treated her like a problem to get rid of. Regardless of whether you read her as borderline or not, or like whatever her diagnosis is, like diagnostic psychiatry, that language is all very complicated, medical stuff, or like it's a bit problematic. Medical stuff to heavily medicalize people's experiences will always be inherently flawed and also biased and dipped in things like white supremacy, patriarchy, cis heteronormativity, yada yada yada, and is also very inherently ableist, psychiatry bad, blah blah blah. But, like, those labels can be useful. I did that the whole spiel last episode. Basically, like, understanding her as disabled, primarily mentally ill and neurodivergent, I think is important and also correct and true. And, like, the way those factors shape her life. And, like, the trauma she's gone through shapes her life. And, like, she has so much rage and, like, it's not being, like, understood or, like, basically, like, engaged with properly, I would argue. And in fact, I would argue that, like, Max is one of the only people who really understands, like, how to deal with Chloe, so to speak. Like, she's not always just, like, letting Chloe do whatever she wants and walk all over her. She can be firm with her when she needs to be, as we see in later episodes. But, like, she respects her and she understands her and she understands what Chloe needs, I think, more so than most people. And, like, she cares about and nurtures her emotions. And I think she understands now that, like, okay, like, I left and that was really hard on Chloe and I shouldn't have, like, not talked to her for all this long, and, like, so now she's really committed, I think, to, like, showing her that she cares and showing and, like, making Chloe a priority. And, like, we see that especially later on in, like, the later episodes. Geez, now Chloe is not supposed to be angry about what a complete asshat her stepdad is. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's so unfair. It makes no sense. Some American diners are dirt cheap, don't ask where they're getting their food supplies from. Yeah, I will not. Jeez, nobody treats Chloe with any respect. Yeah, it's so true. Like, it's really sad, actually, when you see, like, the way her mom talks to and about her, and the way other people talk about her. It's just, like, it's really depressing overall, and it like drives me insane when like I hear people say like Chloe, like she plays the victim card too much, or like, oh, like she thinks like the entire world is against her, and like she like I even heard one guy, because it's always a fucking guy, isn't it, say like Chloe needs to learn humility, and I was like, excuse me, I'm sorry, do you think Chloe, I am a burden and I should die, Price, needs to learn humility? Like, she literally says at the end of this game, like, there's so many other people who deserve to live way more than me. Does that sound like somebody who has an ego? Does that sound like somebody who needs to learn humility? And, like, people treat that as, like, a correct statement to make. Like, oh, she, like, was so, like, selfish and, like, self-centered in the beginning of the game, and then she learned how to not be. Like, no, like, that is the talking of a suicidal person who has, like, been taught slowly through the past 5 years that her life means nothing, that she means nothing, that she is inherently worth nothing, so she should just be disposed of. And everyone else in this town is inherently more valuable than she is. So her sacrificing herself is not only right and justified and the correct thing to do, but it's also inherently it's not like really much of a sacrifice in the grand scheme of things compared to the rest of the town. And how could you possibly endorse that? How could you possibly validate that point of view? Anyways. And now the try and travel magic, yeah. The feels, you have them. I do have them. That's what I mean. Chloe still has a ton of things to make her angry. How is she supposed to move on? Yeah, exactly. She is supposed to be done with the things that might make her angry, but they aren't done with her. Yeah, exactly. And like, everyone treats Chloe's emotions like she's not allowed to have them, and that's very frustrating to me. Like, because I think it's very political, right? The way our society engages with women and anger and having anger, and like, that, you know, like those of us who are like perceived as women and kind of like socialized as girls growing up and stuff are often taught to like sort of suppress our anger and like shove it down because it makes people uncomfortable. And like, it's like the way Chloe is not only makes like other characters uncomfortable, but it makes other fans uncomfortable, and that's why they don't like her, because the way she's being so unapologetically like rash and like open-hearted in this giant bleeding heart and not shying away from how horrible she feels, it makes people uncomfortable. Because like, Game Assist, they talk about this in the video essay on Life is Strange, The Price of Life, obviously, disability, gender, and agency in Life is Strange, but like, the way Kate is versus the way Chloe is, like, it's a lot more palatable for a lot of people to see like a girl who's like very like, you know, traditionally depressed, like very sad, like being very like shy and quiet and sort of like withdrawing into herself, hiding in her room, like like covering up all the mirrors, like just like, you know, like it's very traditional, like almost stereotypical depression, and it's also very like appropriate and acceptable for like gender and the way we think about gender, because like she's just sort of like making herself like small and inconsequential, whereas Chloe is like brash and loud and angry, and she can be rude, and a lot of her behavior can be very frustrating. And, you know, she smokes, she's a dropout, and she's not unproblematic, so to speak. She's not like squeaky clean. She's tainted, and like a lot of people treat her a certain way because of that. And that is highly political. You're correct, as usual. Thank you. I can't believe how many people are mystified by why Chloe acts like they do. It's right there in front of them. Yeah, it literally is. Okay, let's get back into this. I've been ranting for far too long.